I'm Dr. Lysander Jim. I'm a board certified spine clinician and author of Specific Spine. Today, I'll be talking with you about spine anatomy, and hopefully, I'll be making it simple. Here's the low back. That's the region in blue here. You'll see the top part of the low back is below the ribs. The bottom part of the low back is above the top of the buttocks. And pain in this blue region, or pain arising from damage to a tissue in this region, such as a nerve root, is known as low back pain. The spine has three key functions. First, it's there to support you by providing a strong rod for the torso to anchor itself. Second, the spine enables movement, such as bending and twisting. Third, the bones and other structures protect your spinal cord and spinal nerves, which run behind and along it. The spine has three parts. The neck, here in purple, is known as the cervical spine. The mid-back, known as the thoracic spine, is in blue. The low back, also known as the lumbar spine, is here pictured in this turquoise color. The number of bones in each segment is different. In the cervical spine, there are 7 bones. Here's the first one known as C1, and the bottom one known as C7. The thoracic spine has 12 bones. Here's T1, here's T12. The lumbar spine has 5 vertebrae. Here's L1, and here's L5. At the bottom of the spine, below the 5th lumbar vertebrae, is this green structure known as the sacrum. It's a pedestal which forms the base of the pelvis. And the tip here is known as the coccyx or tailbone. Here's a deeper look at the bone known as the vertebra. The front portion here is known as the vertebral body. The back portion here is known as the neural arch. Here's a top-down view of the same structure. Here's the vertebral body here, and all of these behind it is known as the neural arch. You'll see there's this hole here behind the vertebral body formed by the neural arch. This is where the spinal cord and spinal nerves run and is known as the spinal canal. Here's a closer look at the lumbar disc. On the outside is the annulus fibrosus. You'll see there's rings reflecting the multiple layers of this fabric-like material. It forms the containment for the inner gel known as the nucleus. The nucleus is mostly water, and further containing the nucleus in the side view are the end plates, which cap it off. Here's the top end plate, and here's the bottom end plate. Together, the 2 vertebrae and the disc between it form what's called the functional segment, which is the smallest unit of the spine that you need in order to understand movement, such as bending and twisting. Here's an image of the spinal ligaments. This is a sideways view of the spine. Here's the front of the spine on this side, and here's the back of the spine here. In front of the vertebral bodies and discs is the anterior longitudinal ligament, these blue fibers. Behind the vertebral bodies and discs is the posterior longitudinal ligament in red. Behind the posterior longitudinal ligament is an empty space with the spinal canal, where in real life, the spinal cord and spinal nerves traverse. Behind the spinal canal is the ligamentum flavum, the purple fibers here. Here we see 3 spinous processes in cross-section. They are connected by green fibers known as the interspinal ligaments. And on top of the spinous processes is the supraspinous ligament in orange. And finally, there's the dorsal muscles. Here are muscles in the front of the torso. The chest muscles, such as pectoralis major and pectoralis minor, underneath it. Here are the abdominal muscles. Here's half of the six-pack muscles. You'll see the three here, and the oblique muscles from outside to inside, which are a three-layer composite formed by the external oblique, the internal oblique, and the transverse abdominis. Here's an image of the back of the torso. The largest muscle is the most superficial, and it's the latissimus dorsi, known in weightlifting circles as the lats. Below that, we have the outermost layer of the gluteal region, which is gluteus maximus, the largest buttock muscle. Here are some of the spinal extensor muscles that run up and down along the length of the spine. There's iliocostalis, there's longissimus thoracis.